It's our last fight of the night, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome John Agnew.
Will the red tide continue?
George, you know, I've been looking at the card, my little personal card that I've been keeping here, and right before we went into intermission, all the fighters from the blue corner won. When we came back from intermission, so far, all the fighters fighting out of the red corner have the W beside their names. So let's see what's going to happen here between John Agnew and Mark Desouza.
I believe there was a prediction.
I believe that prediction was yours. And so far, if you get this one, my friend, you are going to be 1 for 1.
4 for 4 after the intermission. I had a very good chat with John Agnew, and he's a tough kid.
Fighting out of Suitela, you know he's going to have a lot of heart here on his home turf. Of course, being the last fight of the night as well.
I'm going to tell you something about John. He lost 15 pounds to make weight. So at the weigh-ins last night, there was a look in his eye like I have not seen, and I believe he's making his way to the ring right now. But I can guarantee you, he went out and had a very filling meal after the weigh-in. So we'll see what kind of condition he's in tonight.
Well, you know, George, as we saw with Vanderlei Silva the other night, losing 15 pounds to make his way in and then fighting the next day, it can take a toll on a fighter. So we'll see what kind of effect it's had on John.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Desouza.
That's John Agnew. There's a little bit of confusion, but we'll straighten things out here right away. That's John Agnew.
I saw John Agnew, again, one of the Suitela fighters that I saw fight last year on this card. And this guy, you're right, is a cannonball.
Yeah, he's very intense.
He is very intense.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, Mark Desouza.
Agnew looking very composed in his corner at this moment. Here comes Desouza.
Desouza coming in. Looking very calm, very ready for this fight. And of course, knowing that his friend Jeremy Kennedy, also from West Coast Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, won the very first fight of the night in the 135 pounds. So I'm sure their corner is quite confident as well going into this fight.
Agnew coming to us while living in Cloverdale.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Oshawa.
I'd like to introduce you to our first fighter standing to my right, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a grappler striker. He stands 5'11" tall and weighed in at 152 pounds even. Fighting out of West Coast Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Port Coquitlam, please welcome Mark Desouza. And introducing his opponent standing to my left, fighting out of the red corner. This man is also a grappler striker. He stands 5'11" tall and weighed in at 151.5 pounds. Fighting out of Suitela Fight Team, please welcome John Agnew. Your referee in charge of the action, Mr. Jason Williamson.
Expecting a good fight here. There's two opponents here they've been waiting patiently all night. They had to endure that little intermission that we had with Pastor John, and they're ready to go.
George, I can tell you the one thing about seeing John fight last year. When he comes out of the corner, I'll tell you as soon as this bell rings here.
Are you ready?
tell you, John's going to come out looking to just start getting the fight going right away with a kick to the inside of the leg of Souza. Desouza trying a Superman punch, but not stunning John Agnew. John Agnew's got Desouza in the clinch, and he threw a couple nice knees, a nice right hand, and he's throwing some great combinations of punch kicks. Desouza with a kick of his own, a high kick blocked by Agnew.
Desouza's got 7 years of training in his pocket, so this really, although some people might think that 7 years of training is a definite advantage, you can see Agnew is taking the fight to him.
Yeah, Agnew really does take his fighting seriously, and he's got his home team right here behind him. He's on home field advantage, and you've got to think he wants to pull one out for Suitela before the end of the night.
Definitely. Whoa. High left kick to the head. No effect on Agnew. Agnew seems to be setting him up.
Desouza shoots on Agnew, and Agnew just backs up. He doesn't even sprawl on him to counter. He just walks backwards with a very calm pace.
He's going to get in trouble if he takes him too lightly, because he kind of eased into that position there, and Desouza almost grabbed a double leg there.
Agnew is a strong kid.
Yeah, nice control of the head there.
Nice body shots by Agnew. Nice sprawl.
All of Agnew's weight is on the head of Desouza, and he let him up. Let him up, which might be a mistake.
And you can see as Agnew let him up, he kept control of the back of that neck, and as soon as Desouza was back in a legal position to knee, John gave him a little knee to send him away and a whoo, just to let the crowd know how into the fight he was. Caught Desouza accidentally in the cup. We're going to take a little break here and let him walk it off. He's got as long as he needs to shake it off, no problem.
Yeah, certainly was not meant to. He just, Agnew's foot just slipped in between the legs there and caught him.
And usually where a fighter would let this break bother him, on Agnew's side where he accidentally threw that accidental low blow there to Desouza, a fighter would usually, you know, like as little time in between that incident as possible, but John seems cool, calm, and collected and ready for the fight whenever the referee lets him throw blows again, and here we go.
Back at it.
Looking to kick, a nice high kick by John Agnew. Oh, and a beautiful flying knee. Wow, and the refs. You can probably hear the ref.
Separating there. That was a high knee, and from my perspective there, I thought it was on the body, but we can't see everything down here, front row. Williamson is the man in control, and he's doing a very good job tonight.
Absolutely running the ring, as a good referee does. Keeps his fighters safe as well. As we mentioned, George, this is an amateur competition. We want to see as many of these guys, if it's their desire, to turn pro as possible in the best health as possible. Right. Nice leg kick by Desouza. Oh, and a big kick by Agnew to the inside of the leg of Desouza.
You can see Desouza wants to take it inside. Agnew's keeping nice separation in the clinch, lifting him with the knees. We're approaching the end of the first round.
And you can see there's a couple different styles of clinch that people like to use depending on the weight of their gloves. Wow, what a great first round. George, sorry, I was just going to say as you hear the crowd erupt after that great first round. Different guys like to use different styles of clinch depending on the weight of the gloves that they use and the length of their fingers. A couple different things come into play, but you see a lot of guys try to hook their pinkies into each other to give them that extra control. You'll see other guys put their thumbs high up on the neck of their opponent, up near the ears, like Anderson Silva's famous for. It's a clinch called the plum, and you can really control a fighter when you've got that and swing him around like a rag doll.
Well, you can definitely see Agnew is his main goal is to control the head of Desouza and work on him from there, whether he's standing in the clinch or on the ground. All his weight is on the head of Desouza. Agnew's ready to go.